Welcome to Real Racing TV, top asphalt blistering 3/10 of a mile madness from our very own Southside Speedway. Stay tuned for interviews, tech talk, and some outstanding racing. Greats like Bobby Allison and Denny Hamlin cut their teeth on these four corners. Be prepared for an awesome show. And now, here is your host, Sean Cook.
All right, folks, we're down here with Billy Morris, driver of the 00. There's the 0 and there's the 00. This is the black 00 car. Listen, man, what did it feel like when Denny Hamlin took you on the outside down here, down the front stretch in the last race?
Oh, man, that's a cheap shot right there. It didn't feel too good. I'll be honest with you, I was trying to pass the car in front of me pretty clean.
Yeah.
He got sideways, I checked up. Then he got on the outside of me, kind of pinned me down, and I said, well, shoot, I'll just follow him. And then we got in some lap traffic, and then I ended up getting boxed in and hit from behind and bent the Panhard bar and all that, so my luck just went south.
Well, I've heard a lot of people talking about the race, and everybody said that you're one of the best drivers out here. And the quality of drivers out here that night was phenomenal, and you guys were racing to within, what, 100th of a second?
Yeah, it was pretty close. But I mean, that's, a lot of us guys have been racing now for years, and, we need to put on a good show for these fans. We got to have some door-to-door racing, passing for the lead, swapping some paint. I mean, it's just a short track, man. We got to go out there and dig and have some fun.
That's right, Mr. Morris. Well, listen, you put on one heck of a show, folks. Everybody who watched the show last week, no, you put on a heck of a show. Everybody did. It was the most fantastic. Now, who's driving the 20 this week?
That's Michael Hollywood Perkins.
Okay, so we'll see what Michael can do. Same car, same spec. We'll see if he can run with a Billy Morris, baby, at the toughest track in the South, Southside Speedway. We're down here with Chris Dodson, driver of the late model car. The last race that you raced, man, turned out to be quite a race. Chris, tell me a little bit about what it felt and, what you were thinking about and the quality of the drivers, man. It was such a good race, wasn't it?
It was a good race.
Well, I mean, you didn't win. It would have been better if you'd won, obviously.
We had a little unfortunate mishap in one of the practices, messed the car up, and I really didn't think it was tore up that bad until we got it back to the shop, and as bad as it ran, we knew something was messed up with it, and the car was tore up pretty good once we got it back to the shop.
Now, what'd you get, a fifth?
Yeah, we finished fifth, which was a good finish. I was really amazed that we finished with it with way some of the stuff on the car was fifth place. We were very lucky to finish fifth.
Well, congratulations on the fifth place. All right, folks, we're down here with James Murphy, the driver of the number 44 late model car, and he is out here driving a brand new car for the first race. How you feeling about the race, buddy?
I feel good. I just want to log some laps in and stay out about his way and just learn from the guys. So that's what I want to do, just log some laps and finish the race.
Twin 50 action. Rob Jenkins on the pole. The 33 car to his outside. Russ Ellis, late model racing action. Man, Brandon Hendrick goes 3 wide, thinks better of it, drops back in line. Chris Dodson takes over the 3rd spot. Chris Ward still driving for the Ray Ashworth in the number 10 McRae Electric automobile at this point of the season. Brandon Hendrick now racing it out with Billy Morris off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Chris Hopkins in the 43 car right in tow behind those automobiles. The 14 of Bubba Hubbard, and in the 20 car tonight, you heard Billy Morris talk about it. Michael Perkins back at the Southside Speedway, driving Ron Roberts' number 20 automobile. There's the battle between Brandon Hendrick and the Capital Electrical Contractors, number 55, and Billy Morris in the Miners Fences 00. Hendrick a little sideways off of turn 4 that time. Your front automobile, still Rob Jenkins leading the way, the number 89 automobile. With Enterprise Builders, Custom Homes by James River, Virginia Concrete Pumping, Getz Masonry, and James River Riding School all aboard. That number 89 car, he's followed closely by the Chesterfield Berry Farm Special, the 33 of Russ Ellis. Jenkins got the start on the pole via the invert and has not looked back as of yet. The 89 car has been stout out front in the clean air. You hear him talk about that in the Cup racing, how clean air can help an automobile. It'll help it just as much here at Southside Speedway. You get out front, you don't have to worry about the guy behind you driving into you so much. If you can get your own line, get comfortable, you can drive away sometimes here. If your car's working good, whoa, there's Scott Turlington and Roy Hendrick working on each other. Those two automobiles have been around each other just about every race this season. The Roy Hendrick number 39 automobile and the Scott Turlington Mid-Atlantic Controls Corporation number 48. And there they are once again, side by side. A little touch off of turn number 4 right in front of them. Greg Fernandez in the 02 car and Chris Harefield in the number 4. So that's a great 4-car battle just about since the drop of the green flag. Those cars have been running in the same order. So it's been pretty wild racing, pretty hairy back about the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th spots there. Steve Zuskin right behind the number 14 automobile of Bubba Hubbard. So about the 6th and 7th spot on the speedway. Got these cars running around the track, and they're all chasing that man, Rob Jenkins, in that 89 car. Oh, Turlington is going to go around off of turn 4. The car looked like it unloaded on the right rear just a little bit, loosened up, and Roy Hendrick was right there. Get restarted here. Rob Jenkins still out front. Russ Ellis trying to drive in on that Chevrolet with his Monte Carlo, not able to get up to the back bumper. Chris Dodson now looks to the inside. Dodson looking on the inside of Russ Ellis. Off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch, the 0 car now trying to make the challenge for the runner-up spot on the speedway. The Williamsburg Dodge number 0. Chris Dodson, the 2006 defending track champ, takes the brand new sponsor Tire-X up into the 2nd spot now. So here's Dodge and Ellis. Something's wrong with the 33 car, drops to the outside. Later to find out it would be ignition problems for the number 33 car, and they thought it was the coil. They finally switched it out, and the car would run good later on in the night, but right now losing wholesale spots on the speedway. Bubba Hubbard going by on the inside. Chris Ward has already gone by. The rest of the field pretty much working by the 33 car on the inside, and Rob Jenkins now with a rear view mirror full of the 2006 defending track champ Chris Dodson. Dodson down on the bottom of the speedway, trying to haunt the number 89 car, see if he can make him slip just a little bit, but Jenkins able to hang on with that number 89 car out front. Since the drop of the initial green flag tonight, twin 50s once again for the late model Sportsman Series at Southside Speedway tonight. Rob Jenkins leading race number 1. Cars working down through turns 1 and 2, and you can see Dodson's able to keep his car right down on the bottom, but Jenkins not right on the bottom line, but very smooth. Down in turn 3, Diamond's off the center of the corner and is able to come right off on the stripe off of turn number 4, but you watch him down in turn 1 and 2, stays about 3 feet off the bottom of the track. Right now, Chris Hopkins, the next man to try to work on Billy Morris, looking like he's trying to make a move on the 00 car here pretty soon. The Miners fence says Pontiac, a little bit tight through the center of the corner. 43 car able to make just a little bit of a move down to the bottom half of the speedway. Zuskin now trying to work on Bubba Hubbard's number 14 car. Down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Those 2 cars battle it out. Zuskin a little bit of the old nose bump through the center of the corner. Letting him know I am here, getting ready to start racing with you, Bubba. Bubba right down on the bottom of the track. He is right on the tail of the 10 car of Chris Ward. The McRae Electric number 10. Monte Carlo off of turn number 4. These 2 cars battle out. Zuskin that time a little bit loose off the corner. Burns the right rear just a tad. Right behind them you saw the 20 automobile come into the screen. The 20 car being driven by Michael Perkins. Chris Smith down on the bottom of the track with his number 28 automobile. Leader's going to work to the outside into turn number 1. Off of turn 2 and down the backstretch, Jenkins with a great run off the corner will clear the lap traffic down into turn number 3. He keeps the car up on the top groove. Dodson not able to go forward. Number 44 automobile of James Murphy pulls to the top of the speedway, giving the leaders the bottom half of the track. Dodson still right in the tire tracks of the 89 automobile. Brandon Hendrick has really rolled in on these 2 cars now, though. The 55 automobile, Old Dominion insulation on the hood, and he's trying to make it a bigger logo for Chris Dodson to look at through his back window as he's closing in on that Tire-X logo. If you're in traffic here at Southside Speedway, you got to worry about how the guy in front of you is going to drive into a corner so you don't run him over. So that affects your driving style. And then coming off the corner and entering the corner yourself, if you're able to pace the track in, the guy behind you doesn't want to run in and just pile drive you and turn you around, because that'll put him to the rear just as well. So it's sort of a cat and mouse game from the 2nd spot on back on the speedway at Southside Speedway. As long as you got that lead car, you can sometimes set the pace. Somebody with an extremely fast car can sometimes move to the outside or be able to root you out of the way. But it's always that touch and seeing how good you can finesse the car in front of you to get by. Zuskin that time burning the right rear a little bit, entering turn number 1. It's going to be the number 10 automobile. Once again, usually driven by Ray Ashworth, driven by Chris Ward tonight at Southside Speedway for the twin 50s. And there's 3rd, 4th, and 5th racing it out. And like I said, if you got a fast car, outside sometimes is the way to go. Chris Hopkins takes a look on the outside with his Dodge on the Pontiac of Billy Morris. Not able to make the move just yet. We watch your front 2 now. Rob Jenkins in car 89, Chris Dodson in car 0. Working down through turn number 3, off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch they will head. Great run by Jenkins. The car has been flawless all night. The young man's hitting his marks lap after lap. Dodson has pulled up within feet of the back end of the number 89 car. Still not shaking up the number 89 driver. And Jenkins is able to pull off the turn number 4 one more time and keep adding to the clicks and checking off the laps. Your top 5 cars right there on the same part of the speedway. Now Chris Hopkins in 5th in the 43 car. The 00 of Billy Morris runs 4th. The 55 of Brandon Hendrick runs 3rd. Dodson in the 0 2nd. Your leader, Rob Jenkins, in car 89. Working around the 3/10 mile of Thunder down into turn number 3. They will go one more time. Real smooth lap. Oh, Jenkins that time, right when I was getting ready to say, good and smooth. A little bit loose off the corner, and Brandon Hendrick looked about the same, right at the same spot of the track. Both of those cars, the back end's moving out. The 14 car, Bubba Hubbard. The 10, Chris Ward, up top right now off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Hubbard has a nose out in front. Ward draws even, heading down into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, Zuskin's going to make it a 3-car battle. Chris Ward at the stripe, just about completely cleared the 14 car of Hubbard. Hubbard down right on the bottom of the speedway, tightens up off the turn. He'll have to give the 10 car the run down the backstretch. Hubbard drives it back in one more time. 3 Chevrolets going at it. Down into turn number 1 they will head. Roy Hendrick right behind those automobiles. Greg Fernandez and racing Jason Pittman. The next one's in line behind these cars, battling it out, I believe, for the 6th spot on the speedway. Your leaders down in turn 1 as they come off of turn number 3, and there is racing Jason Pittman on the number 51 automobile. Virginia Waste Services number 51. Also got Mid-Atlantic Controls Corporation, Silva's Painting, and Cole Real Estate, all sponsors on that 51 automobile. His effort in 2007 to the outside of Chris Smith's number 28 car. George Pillsbury, Greg Holt, the 2VA of Wayne McGee, the 48 of Scott Turlington, and the 33 of Russ Ellis. We're working on James Murphy's number 44 automobile. Talon Sports and Spirits, number 44, down to the bottom half of the speedway. Great 3-car battle for position right behind Murphy, working around the outside, including the Wayne McGee 2VA automobile. Sea Fox Boats, the main sponsor on the 2VA car, up on the quarter panels. Load Right Trailers, Buffalo Wild Wings, and Decals Unlimited. Of course, Decals Unlimited, Lynn O'Neill's business. There's a good shot of James Murphy's automobile, making his first racing action start of the for feature events of 2007 here tonight in the Twin 50s. Of course, Murphy's Mechanical Services, the main sponsor, along with Wright's Gutters and Talon Sports and Spirits. There's that battle once again. Roy Hendrick has entered it, making a 4-car battle now. Hendrick to the outside, trying to make the run on Steve Zuskin down the backstretch into turn number 3. They follow through right behind the 14 of Bubba Hubbard, the 10 of Chris Ward, the 71 of Steve Zuskin, the 39 of Roy Hendrick. Roy Hendrick on the outside, making his Monte Carlo work down into turn number 3. Zuskin on the bottom. Zuskin, a champion at Southampton Motor Speedway. Bubba Hubbard, I believe it was 4-time champion at Southampton, but 1-time champ at Southside Speedway. Chris Ward, a 3-time champ in this series at Southside Speedway in the 10 car. And Rapid Roy Hendrick, I believe 4 or 5 times champion at Southside Speedway. 3 in a row at one point. Unstoppable at Southside Speedway in the late 80s into the early 90s. He is driving that 39 automobile this season. GetLoaded.com on the quarter panels of that car. I think Billy Morris was the top qualifier, getting the GetLoaded.com $100 award this night at Southside Speedway. The first race, the only one that counted for the pole award from GetLoaded.com. Whoa, Zuskin gonna upset the 14 car a little bit, but it helps him turn the corner and actually beat the 10 car to the stripe. Hubbard able to get back in the throttle, looking like it's going to turn into a 5-car battle here real soon for these spots. Greg Fernandez is starting to reel in these cars, who 4 cars deep here, running a top speed pace lap. Bubba Hubbard now clears those automobiles. Zuskin able to pull up into the, I believe, 7th spot on the speedway now. So this battle, here comes Fernandez in the 02 automobile. And I'll tell you what, he has had that Central Virginia Home Builders R.J. Smith Company CG&D Racing special rolling this season, as well as last season. A few great top 5 runs, and he has been up front just about every time that car is held together. And that 02 car looks awesome. And here comes a little bit of lap traffic. George Pillsbury, Russ Ellis catching up to the 28 automobile of Chris Smith down into turn number 3. Whoa, Smith and Ellis almost make contact. Smith has to get on the binders. Right in front of your leaders, it's going to be a big battle. Pillsbury pulls down to the inside. Rob Jenkins on the outside. He's going to be able to utilize the pick in the 28 of Smith and hang on to the top spot, but close calls for your leaders around the Southside Speedway as they work through turns 3 and 4. There's a checkered flag. Rob Jenkins.
Your first trophy in the Late Model Sportsman Series.
All right, folks, we're down here with Rob Jenkins, and I'm just astounded that this man has finally got his first win. The last late model race at this racetrack, Denny Hamlin won. The very next race, who won?
I did.
Yow! And it's this man here, Bill Lanier, who has put this car together, worked so hard getting sponsorship, worked so hard. I mean, I've seen you down at Stock Car Products fixing tore-up cars, and this must feel good, buddy.
It does. It really does feel good. We've worked hard. I mean, Enterprise Builders, got to thank them. Even Stock Car Products, everybody out there. I mean, this is awesome. This is our first win. First win, baby. This is it.
Late model race number 2 on the docket. Time to go racing. Rob Jenkins. I saw Mark earlier in the night. Rob Jenkins starting in the 7th spot after winning the last race. 6th place finisher, Steve Zuskin on the point. To his outside, Bubba Hubbard right behind him. Brandon a little sideways off of 4. Billy Morris to his outside in the 00. And Zuskin and Hubbard racing it out to the stripe that time. Great racing action all the way around the track just in the opening lap of this second of the Twin 50s for the Late Model Sportsman Series at Southside Speedway. Zuskin, the lead all to himself down into turn number 1 now, showing everybody that Finer Homes Incorporated logo. Hubbard's going to hit the throttle and come back on the outside. Oh, man, Michael Perkins and Chris Harefield only 2 laps in. Green flag coming back out. Michael Perkins expired an engine, some kind of serious. The connecting rod, for those of you who are into the real good parts of the engine, and down in the bottom, the guts of the engine, everything that holds it together on that crank in the bottom half of the engine has a connecting rod on the bottom of it. The top of that's connected to the piston. One of those connecting rods was laying in turn number 3. That's how hardcore the engine blew in the number 20 car. So nothing doing of the 2 cars getting together going in the corner, just Perkins, the motor expiring. Still see Steve Zuskin showing the Jersey Mike subs. Nothing but beautiful racetrack. That logo's getting in front of it. Right behind him, Bubba Hubbard and the Dr. L.W. Garnett Orthopedic Surgeons, number 14. Then Brandon Hendrick in his number 55 automobile. Behind him, Billy Morris, Cigar Bills on the side of his automobile, as always. Working around the Southside Speedways, you can look for your favorite driver working around the toughest short track in the South. Chris Smith in the number 28 automobile coming through the screen there. Wanted to make sure Baldwin Contracting got a shout out. Caution coming out. Craig Holtz, MB Goodwin Lumber automobile. Down the bottom of the track, 9 laps complete. 50 laps the distance. We're clicking them off here. Steve Zuskin, Bubba Hubbard, Billy Morris, Chris Hopkins, and Chris Dodson, your top 5 automobiles. The 71 car having it his way once again. Clean Air, his best friend right now. Zuskin started on the pole, just like we saw Jenkins start on the pole in the last race, and the 71 car is hooked up and out front. 14 car, Bubba Hubbard, the sponsor on that car. Pretty interesting stuff here. The Virginia Dent paintless dent removal. Adams Automotive, Randy Adams, of course, the owner of that. Ex-Grand Stock champ at Southside Speedway. But the paintless dent removal, that's pretty cool stuff. And you can go down and talk to Bubba about that. He can hook you up with his sponsor. I understand out near the Doswell area, out near King's Dominion. But a sponsor coming on board the 14 car for the 2007 season. Brandon Hendrick working on those automobiles. Here comes the 71 of Zuskin down into the corner. New paint scheme. John Bray wanted to do something different, who's the crew chief on the 71 car. Thought about that paint scheme and told his decal man, this is the idea I have, and that's what they came up with, and a very awesome looking race car. A lot of the kids like that bright numbered 71 with the checkered flag kind of deal going down the quarter panels of it. We watched Chris Hopkins work on Billy Morris off of turn number 2 and down the back stretch. The 00 car, Miners Fences Incorporated aboard that automobile, along with E-Tech Mechanical, always towing. And a special thanks to Berkeley Walton from that entire team on that Pontiac Grand Prix. Once again, he did claim the GetLoaded.com $100 pole award tonight. $100 cash, a plaque, and a sticker for the roof of your car showing that you have been the fastest man. And Billy's done that twice this season with that 00 automobile. Billy saying he just wants to complete the run, wants to get that pole, and wants to go ahead and take home the hardware that comes after the race as well for the feature victory. And now he's working on Bubba Hubbard's automobile off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch, the 00 car. Looking inside on the 14. Hubbard's able to block the line off of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. James Murphy on the outside. Leader going by, Steve Zuskin, Bubba Hubbard, Billy Morris. Number 43 automobile, Chris Hopkins, Walker's Welding, Jamestown Builders, Pulley's Body Shop, Townsend Race Cars. Right on the back bumper of Hubbard. I tell you what, Hubbard's been right there all night long and not giving up the spot just yet. He's trying to fend off the number 00 automobile of Billy Morris. The 43 of Hopkins all at the same time trying to judge Morris's automobile. Driving the corner, see if he can get an inside run on the 00. Right behind them, the defending track champion Chris Dodson in his Williamsburg Dodge. Tire X with that new sponsor aboard that Dodge for the 2007 season, coming about 3 races into the year. So Bobby Creech and Creech Motorsports Fabrication definitely welcoming in a new sponsor on the defending track champions car. Virginia Specialty Products and Quality Coatings also aboard that 0 car. Hard shot in the center of the corner to Bubba Hubbard's car from Billy Morris's automobile. The Pontiac versus Chevy. 2 General Motors products going at it right in front of 2 Dodges. Down the front stretch into turn number 1, still holding it up. Steve Zuskin out front. Billy Morris now to the inside of Hubbard through 1 and 2. Hubbard gave him a little bit of running room, but Hubbard also pinched him down just a little off of 2 to make him have to back off. Either was going to tighten up and get into the 00, into the 14 car, or he was going to back off and stay in line, and that's just what Billy Morris did. The two-time track champion in this series, as well as the modified series here at Southside Speedway over the many years that Billy has driven this 0.3 of a mile of thunder. Close call there for Hubbard, a little bit sideways. Morris to the outside now. He'll put throttle to it off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Hubbard still holds out in front of the 00 car. Morris down into turn number 3. A lot of stage drop on the top half of the track from the expired motor and Michael Perkins' number 20 automobile earlier in the evening. Off of turn number 1 and into turn number 2. Morris with the run off the corner. Bubba Hubbard down on the bottom of the track. Billy Morris into the 2nd spot now. Morris will get the call of clear off of turn number 4. Now it's Chris Hopkins and Chris Dodson following suit. Looks like Bubba Hubbard off the pace a little bit here. A little bit of smoke coming out the right-hand side of the 14 car. I don't know what might have happened to that car, but we didn't see that smoke before. Now some smoke coming out of the header pipes of the 14. Chris Dodson will go by on the outside now. Rapid Roy Hendrick up into the 6th spot. He's going to try to catch that 14 car. Now it is still Steve Zuskin. The view hasn't changed for him on the evening. The 71 car out front down into turn number 1. The 00 Billy Morris trying to catch up to that automobile. RJ Smith Companies, you see the logo on it, along with the Jersey Mike subs. And across the back of the automobile, Finer Homes Incorporated. All aboard this Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Ex-Southampton track champ, coming back to Southside Speedway about 3 seasons ago. Driving for the C.R. Phillips racing team, Chris Phillips, C.R. Phillips Electrical Contractors, his business as caution flies on the speedway with 36 laps. Back under green flag action, green flag waving, Steve Zuskin back through the gearbox. This time Billy Morris got the free E-ticket, pulls up within less than a car length of the back end of the 71 car. Billy wanting to try to go ahead and complete that effort. He's going to actually nudge the 71 down the front stretch. Caution coming out. Brandon Hendrick in the top of turns 1 and 2. So once again, Jimmy Walker will display the green flag. Gary Fox and Chris Steffi watching from the top of the tower. Over top of their drivers out here, the co-chief stewards of the Southside Speedway. Billy Morris, tire going down into the wall hard. What a heartbreaker. That 00 car, fastest car on the night, finds the turn 3 boilerplate. Zuskin back on the throttle, back through the gearbox. This time, Chris Hopkins in the rearview mirror. Chris Dodson, Bubba Hubbard still hanging up in the 4th spot right now. Too much damage for the 00 car, Billy Morris, to continue, so he will park the Miners Fences sponsored automobile for the night after a little help getting it back to the pit stall. Still your top 3 automobiles hanging right together on the Southside Speedway. Steve Zuskin in the 71, the 43 of Chris Hopkins, and the 0 of Chris Dodson. Chevrolet leads 2 Dodges around the Speedway, and then the Chevy of Bubba Hubbard, and the next Chevrolet of Rapid Roy Hendrick. See George Pillsbury and the 51 of Racing Jason Pittman racing it out. Scott Turlington right behind them with Rob Jenkins, number 89 automobile, winner of the first of the Twin 50s. Pillsbury down in the corner right behind the Racing Jason Pittman automobile. Greg Holt right behind them in his number 22 automobile. Turlington, the odd man out, only for one reason. He's the only Pontiac in this sea of Chevys in this battle right now around the Southside Speedway. Holt to the bottom of the track, trying to work on the 89 car of Rob Jenkins. Chris Smith going through, Brandon Hendrick, James Murphy, and here comes your leader, Steve Zuskin. Zuskin down into turn number 1, working off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. And number 43 car right in his tire tracks, Chris Hopkins. Looks like Zuskin's really able to come off the corner. Excellent. Looks like Hopkins gains on him right in the center of the corner, but coming off, you see the 71 car just stretch it out a little bit more each lap. Lap traffic being the difference right there. Hopkins able to run in, get a little bit of a nudge on the 71 car, turns him sideways right in front of James Murphy. Zuskin able to get back in the throttle and drive off the front end of the 43 car. But Hopkins able to, for the first time all night, somebody puts a bumper on the back end, and George Pillsbury up against the outside wall. 2-lap shootout. Going to be up to Steve Zuskin to try to hold off the hard charging Chris Hopkins. Hopkins starting in the back half of the pack. Comes up through about 7th or 8th starting, actually it would be 5th or 6th starting position. Sorry about that for Chris Hopkins on the night. Driving through the pack, he's up to 2nd right now. He's up right on the back bumper of Zuskin. White flag is out on the speedway. Car is shooting by the start-finish line. Working down the backstretch now, the 71 car and the 43 into turn number 3. That last-ditch effort, the 43 car, a little bit of a nudge. Zuskin gets a great corner 4. Zuskin will be in victory lane.
Steve Zuskin.